about the 1-8 team score, and then you just say, hey, it's still up in the air.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Detweiler Park, where now we settle the girls' 2A championship here on the Great Straightaway. And we can give you at least a comment about the 1A team score. Michael, they still were sorting it out, weren't they?
Messy. Messy is all that I got from the people in the booth. It won't be done for a while.
It won't be done for a while. A lot of officials' moves as they still try to sort out the 1A boys race, which was run in record time again by John Davis of 50 and Oakwood. All right, here we go. This is Class 2A. We start out in 2A. We have to talk about Yorkville.
Yorkville.
Both classes, all right? And so Yorkville is a big team favorite here. On the individual side, this is the home course of Mary Jean Gilbert, Peoria Notre Dame. We have another great Peoria Notre Dame factor here, and she is out in front right now going for the Irish.
Second last year in the state meet.
Right. From that, we've got the top teams: Yorkville, Glenbard South, who's here. Vernon Hills is third. Mary Jean Gilbert was second. Lipa of Glenbard South third. Allison Zobrist of Highland. That's been an interesting story at Highland this year. Sipple of Glenbard South. And Abby Jokic of Dunlap. Dunlap, another very strong team to consider here in the 2A field as Mary Jean Gilbert heads to the front of the field here at the three-post turn. Gilbert of Peoria Notre Dame. And behind her, a pack. I notice the colors of Glenbard South right away as they come along. The sectional results out of things. We look at the champions. The individual champions, Abigail Nadler of the Latin School. The Latin School survived being moved into 2A without a hitch. Megan Schaefer of Mattoon, who has been injured most of the year. She won a sectional and a regional. Of course, Mary Jean Gilbert, Peoria Notre Dame, she put in a 16:41 last week. She has actually scored even lower times on this race, and there she is clearly out in front here as we make our first approach to the finish line. Jenna Lutzow, Belvedere North. What can you tell me about Belvedere North?
Belvedere North, young, strong, fast. The Lutzow sisters are just running a great 1-2 punch. First time downstate for them, though. We'll see how they handle this.
You know, Belvedere North, a legend on the boys' side. I can remember, though, back in the late aughts, they actually had some great individual runners. Levi was one of them who held in there all those years. And we're going to see how they sort it out. But right now, it's Mary Jean Gilbert and everybody else as we make the first approach up the hill. The team winners from the sectionals last week, the Latin School, Fear the Legion, as I'm told. The Latin School and Chatham Glenwood winning out of Decatur MacArthur. Dunlop, Yorkville, of course, Skylar Bollinger leads that group. I'm trying to get a fix on Bollinger as the next group comes up the hill. And Lamont.
I've watched Skylar Bollinger grow up running. She has been a strong young lady all the way through. It'll be nice to see where she can come through in this race.
All right, Bollinger finishes 6th in the Canelan sectional. A week ago, she can challenge Jokic of Dunlop, and Jokic has ran 17:26 as we make the first turn around the tree. Here's Gilbert clearing the tree and heading out to Route 29. Mercedes Elliott of Danville, strong runner for the Vikings. Muhammad Seymour's Lauren Whitehouse, another individual runner coming into this. And again, I mentioned about Jokic and Kitty Allen, Caitlin Allen of Marengo. She finished 5 seconds behind Lutzow at Canelan. We don't count out Kitty Allen. We're out on Route 29. And Mary Jean Gilbert now out here along the state route and still running well. Separation between first and second, significant but not huge.
About 5 seconds, nothing major. Coming into this back straightaway at the end of the wind, we'll see what the pack can do.
And we look for Vernon Hills out of the town, or on the team group, over back of Vernon Hills. Grace Edding of Charleston, who only started running 2 years ago. Edding of Charleston has run very strong, although her marks, her and Megan Schaefer of Mattoon, around the 18 mark. It's going to take an effort for them to catch up with Gilbert today. Charleston placing both boys and girls teams here for the first time ever. So great job for a team. On the girls' side, Charleston girls only had 5 total team members on September 1st, and they wind up running as a team.
Gilbert came through the mile at about 5:18.
5:18, not a bad pace.
The rest of the pack seems to be dropping a little bit. They're not really trying to make a move to come after her.
No, they're almost letting her take her home course right away. Mary Jean Gilbert, Peoria, Notre Dame. Of course, Notre Dame has had a number of individual champions. Seems like 2A is always dominated by the Peoria schools, either Notre Dame or Dunlop. You get the Springfield schools, the Senators. We'll see them on the boys' side. Sacred Heart Griffin ran the first 2 team titles back in, I believe, 08 and 09. And then Chatham Glenwood also in this race as well. Mary Jean Gilbert now in the back triangle. They've crossed the bridges. And Gilbert running very strong. I'm waiting to see who's coming across next. Second runner has not crossed the bridge. It's still Mary Jean Gilbert. She's back out on 29 here in the back triangle. This is the coldest and windiest part of the course right now.
Lutzow, Allen, and Decker were in that lead pack.
Oh, so we do have Kitty Allen up there from Marengo, along with Lutzow of North, Belvedere North, the Blue Thunder, and Decker. And Yorkville, Belvedere North, and Lake Forest.
Team?
Yes.
That's your first 3 on a team. We knew the scouts were going to be good. We look at the team rankings, of course. Yorkville looking to defend their team title. Yorkville's won 4 in a row, or going for the 4th in a row.
That Canelan sectional was very, very strong. Very young, very strong sectional.
Dunlop again. Where do the Eagles from just north of the park? It's a freshman team for Dunlop, and they only won their sectional beat by 5 points ahead of Peoria Notre Dame. So that 1-2 dynamic between Notre Dame and Dunlop. Lake Forest, we mentioned them already in the first look at the team scores. As we come up here, about at the halfway mark, we're still in the back triangle, I believe. We got to go back up the bridges, come out of the back end of the park.
Dropped.
Yes. Still looking for second place to come in on Team Row.
10:57 through 2 mile mark.
10:57. All right. She was in the low 5s to begin the first mile as well. Mary Jean Gilbert. Of course, this is where the all-time mark was hit when you had Beatty come in at 16, I believe, 22. Back in, I believe that was 3 years ago, to set the all-time 2A mark. And she's, see if we can stay, I think she's going to be around the 16 middle mark right now as this is going on. She's trying to get a little bit more air here. We're all alone with Mary Jean Gilbert as we come back across the bridges. We're back in the main part of the park and heading for the 3-turn stag into the run up the hill.
Caleb Beatty's record from Woodstock was back in 2010, 16:22.
16:22. And we saw Anna Sophia Keller get right there back in the 1A race, setting the 1A record today. This is Mary Jean Gilbert again, as the sun is finally starting to make an appearance through the cloud cover right now, as Gilbert coming out on bus row. She's made the turn. Bollinger is sitting in at the 5th spot.
Jenna Lutzow is sitting in 2nd right now.
Wow. All right. And we know that Bollinger's in 5th.
Yep.
Mary Jean Gilbert living up to everything setting the press about her prior to this race. Gilbert was second last year.
Still Yorkville, Belvedere, and Lake Forest.
Yorkville, Belvedere, Lake Forest is the way it's tabbing off the mats for the team scores right now as we go through the jog on Bus Row and now up the hill. Mary Jean Gilbert, Peoria, Notre Dame. Slicing it up on her home course here. Lutzow still in second. The Blue Thunder making a statement for Belvedere North. That's a great team tradition up at Belvedere. 10:35 right now, making the second pass on the finish line. So in the middle tens right now with about a mile to go. Look at this gap between first and second. Look at this. No one still past the jog as we come up the hill. We're not quite to the finish line, and it's still just Mary Jean Gilbert. There we go. We finally have the rest of the pack coming in onto the hill approach. Peoria, Notre Dame. The pride of the Irish right here. Mary Jean Gilbert, second place last year. Yorkville trying to hang on for their fourth state team championship.
3,200-meter champ.
She was the 3,200-meter champ.
And fourth in the mile.
Fourth in the mile last year. Mary Jean Gilbert as we make the turn at the tree. Heading out to Route 29 one more time. And we'll be out on Route 29 probably before anybody else makes the turn at the tree. That's how much the gap was coming up the hill.
It's another state champion chasing a truck.
Back out on Route 129 one more time. Mary Jean Gilbert. And I still see no one making the turn at the tree.
Nothing.
Nothing out there behind us. She's all alone. She's got a good stride, good height. She doesn't need it at the moment with regard to her competitors, though.
Driving really nicely against this wind behind the truck.
Yeah. One more time with the wind at her face. Enthusiastic crowd cheering her on. Alexis Grandis is in the lead group. She's third place, Grandis. And then Lutzow.
Lutzow and Katie Allen.
And Katie Allen still for Marengo. Katie Allen had a great...
They just came around the curve.
Great group just coming back out on Route 29 right now as
her.
Mary Jean Gilbert starts making that final approach to the three-point turn.
Still the same, 1, 2, 3. Yorkville, Belvedere North.
Yorkville, Belvedere North, Lake Forest, your 1, 2, 3 on the team side. So it's 2A, and it's going to be the Yorkville Foxes show, both here on the girls' side and the boys' side. Now, how close are we to lapping again? Maybe for the third time, I'm not sure.
About 50 meters in front of us.
About 50 meters in front of us is the back end of the field. Mary Jean Gilbert continues to approach this final turn. And no one else has come off of Route 29. We need our spotters to tell us who's in 2, 3, and 4. And they got a 14-minute mark spotted out here. Her coach making sure she knows what the clock says. We're making the turns right now. Coming back to Bus Row, Mary Jean Gilbert. Lots of enthusiasm, letting her know she is in the driver's seat without comparison right now here in Class 2A. The amazing demonstration of this is where she grew up. She knows Detweiler.
There is not another person in sight coming into the
no one in sight coming into the turn, and we have now hit the back of the field. So right now, we're going to see our third race in a row lapped, as here we are in the jog. We're about ready to make the approach up the hill to the finish line. And there's another one of her Peoria Notre Dame coaches telling her that's it. All right, here comes Gilbert. We got to try to get ahead of Gilbert here as she has lapped the field. She's trying to lap the truck.
She's lapping the pace truck.
She's about to lap the truck as well. Mary Jean Gilbert going to the outside. We got to change places with Mary Jean Gilbert at this point. And she's approaching the finish, ladies and gentlemen. Your state champion coming home, Mary Jean Gilbert.
15:33.
15:33 in the last approach. She's gone 16:30 on this course. She's going to come in close to the 16s. Remember, 16:02 is the overall record. What am I seeing here? Still in the 15s. Still in the 15s. 53, 54, 55, 56. She's going to be at the 16:10 mark coming home. 16. She's going to make it 16:2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16:11. Mary Jean Gilbert, Peoria Notre Dame. Another record, third race in a row with a record set today. This is the lapped field coming home right now. Come to the right. Stay on the right for the lapped field. And it's a battle for second place. I better get my roster ready. This is your last runner in the field coming around. We heard Grandis was in the top group. We heard Lutzow was in the top group. We're not sure past that because everyone was together. Remember, 16:11 is your win. We're now at the 17-minute mark. Here we come home. It's Belvedere North. It's Lutzow. And this looks like Bollinger. This is Skylar Bollinger coming in for Yorkville. I believe it's 10:40. And then Lutzow. 10:80 coming home.
1080 is Kitty Allen from Marengo.
That's Kitty Allen of Marengo. Okay. This looks like Bollinger, too. So we had...
Oh, Skylar Bollinger, 1036 coming through.
So you got Yorkville in the 1-2.
Another Yorkville.
And next in that, here's Grace Edding of Charleston. Will be in the top 10. Edding comes in around 17:45. Now a great battle on here along this group. There's Danville. There's Mercedes coming home. Another Yorkville runner coming in. More Yorkville. They finally come to the front of the pack. That's Springfield in the checkerboard coming home. That might be Nadler of the Latin School.
Yorkville 6th has gone through, 7th.
Yorkville 6th and 7th has gone through. There is Richter of Troy Triad. There is Mattoon coming in. That was Schaefer. And now a significant part, 1016, 1071 home. Again, Yorkville's second Charleston runner coming in. Another Glenbard next in on the field. There's University High of Normal. And a third Charleston runner. Charleston, nice presence here today. They've really strengthened it up. We'll see if they're in the top 10 of the 25. Here's 3 runners from one team coming in. There, along with Aurora Central Catholic. They'll be looking for Karina Liz in that. Another Glenbard. As this race again set in record time, third straight record of the day for Peoria Notre Dame, with Yorkville an apparent win, another Springfield runner home, along with the Latin School. Latin School, great transition up to 2A this year. Central Catholic, another Charleston runner home. Able to see them. 895 is Maggie Harrington.
1024, Michelle Delena from Wilmette, Regina Dominican.
Regina Dominican. This looks like we're at the finish line of the 2A Girls Championship, won by Mary Jean Gilbert, Peoria, Notre Dame. Another University high of Normal, the Pioneers. 9:56 for them is Crucial.
960 also. Numbers 951 and 960, Brittany Adams and Katie Reeves also following with Normal University.
Dunlop coming home. We'll see how the Eagles fared in. 10:33 here.
Wilmette
Regina Dominican. $7.99 Chicago Peyton, one of the Chicago Public League schools, here with Esha Kular. Runner 10:30, another Regina Dominican. And another Roman coming home for the Latin School. At 22:04, again the race won at 16:11. We knew that Gilbert had gone 16:30 and change on her home course. She's able to smash that and come within 9 seconds of the all-time female record here in the IHSA for cross country. Right now we expect, again, the team scores. It looks like Yorkville has defended. That's unofficial, along with Lake Forest and Belvedere North. There are top three as we saw it from the truck through the race.
Looks like 870 is
We got one coming. Please keep the course open, especially the approach to the finish line. Please, we still have competitors out on the course. But again, this one's going to end in good time. About 6 minutes off between the front of the race and the back of the race. 3 races, 3 records. Everybody was ready for this one. All the favorites were ready to come out, and in this case, Gilbert turns her silver from 13 into a gold this year.
The conversations before the race were all not about the records. It was about the weather. And we've had 3 records in 3 races. Here we go.
Here's our final runner coming in on the 2A championship. .870 runs for Highland. Sydney Nyquist for the Highland Bulldogs.
Looking forward to seeing how the Hofer boys do.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ebel wins out of Muhammad. Okay, Hummer out of my sectional. Saavedra. Jake and Luke.
Oh, gosh.
Jake and Luke.
Darn close, though, isn't it?
All right. Scouts. See you later, Scouts. Guns up already? No! Get going! We gotta get going! The whistle's up! Oh no! Uh-oh! Did you see him? Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 2A boys race, and we're barely getting out in front of the pack. As this group heads there right in the middle, I see Belvedere North. There's that one Yunk in there. But at the same time, this is another Yorkville show. And we have the Class 1A results right now. Go ahead, Mike, and let's get it from there. There's the Hofer twins on the outside.
In the 1A boys state meet in 5th place with 168 points, led by Nathan Smith and Nathan Ambrose. Winnebago with 168 points. In 4th, Tolono Unity with
with Waterloo behind. And trying to split through the twins is Hummer of Danville. We got the microphone back. Hummer staying with Jake and Luke Holford right away.
We see 1370.
Hummer looking back. He's got a little bit of separation between his 3rd place and the 4th place Vernon Hills.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Is it because of me and my block?
No, it's this box. I think he's pushing it before, but now there's space in between.
Right now, as we continue along Route 29, trying to get to the outside is Hummer. Hummer with the Holford twins. Hummer trying to go to the outside on Jake and Luke Holford. Vernon Hills still in 3rd. New 4th place right now. We'll catch it as it comes around. Caleb Hummer not giving up. And Vernon Hills trying to push into that top group as well. Shane Williamson. And as they attempt, we go on to the bridges right now.
06 is Jake, 07 is Luke Holford.
Jake and Luke Holford as we're across the bridges. Jake and Luke Holford, Hummer staying right with them. Williamson of Vernon Hills now within striking distance of the 4 leaders.
Young sitting at about 7. Eric Young.
Young still up there for Belvedere North. And Muhammad Seymour's. That's 1,300. That's Keeble. Keeble is in the front group. Metamora, Yorkville, Muhammad Seymour. Hummer trying to go on the inside now on the Hofer twins. Williamson next. Keeble, Muhammad Seymour in the top group. Still, this is a battle. And now it was a slight lead there for a moment for Hummer. Hummer and then Williamson of Vernon Hills is closing the gap and pushes on. Keeble next for Muhammad Seymour. We're in the far end of the triangle along the park entrance road. It's a battle compared to our first 3 races. We see everybody. The Holford twins, Hummer of Danville. Danville coaches telling Hummer, be patient. Williams on the heels.
7:10 through the 1.5 mile mark at the halfway point.
Good pace going on so far. Hummer trying to get the advantage on the outside with Jake and Luke Holford. Now we get to the tree. Hummer has a slight lead. Williamson right in his tail for Vernon Hills. Keeble right behind him. Then a bit of a gap, but then we got a second Muhammad runner up there with Belvedere North in the lead of the next group. It's Caleb Hummer. Caleb Hummer of Danville. Caleb Hummer, the Holford brothers. They know maybe they'll just keep it for the last mile. Williamson, Vernon Hills. Keeble next for Muhammad Seymour with another teammate right behind him, and Belvedere North. We're back out in the main end of the park, making our second approach to the finish line. Hummer of Danville, Jake and Luke Holford, Williamson of Vernon Hills. The battle is on. Hummer takes the lead. Hummer's been trying to hold on to the inside throughout the race. Hummer now with a slight lead on the Holford twins. Williamson of Vernon Hills next. We saw Feeney up there for a while for Illinois Christian. He's faded back completely. How does Jake and Luke work off each other? Have they settled back on Hummer just to reel him in the last mile? 2 sectional winners up here in the front. Hummer of Danville, followed by Jake and Luke Holford. It's still Keeble in the 4 spot now. Williamson in the 4 spot for Vernon Hills. Keeble in 5th. And you still have Young up there for 6th. Belvedere North. We're making the second approach to the finish line. This is Caleb Hummer. Hummer of Danville, followed by the Holford twins. Luke and Jake. Hummer and the Holford twins, followed by Williamson of Vernon Hills. Keeble is next, leading the next group up for Muhammad Seymour. Young still visible for Belvedere North. The Blue Thunder in the pinstripe blue and red over blue. Hummer, the only real competition we knew of for the Holford twins. Caleb Hummer of Danville. If you recall, Danville with the championship last year on the individual side as well. So great program for the Danville Vikings in the Big 12 this year. Caleb Hummer, we're making that final approach to the tree and then out to Route 29. Will the Holford twins take Hummer back down? They just breezed by the tree together. Williamson Vernon Hills makes the turn next. Next, look at the team standings. What do we got?
Can you do team standings first?
What's that?
He's getting him.
Caleb Hummer continues the lead. Hummer now almost up to the truck. Hummer getting a little more of a lead on the Holford twins. Williamson of Vernon Hills makes the curve as well. We're out on Route 29 for that final pass. Caleb Hummer, I saw him win in Charleston in September. I saw him win handily last week at Decatur. And now he is leading his dreams right now. Yorkville, Muhammad Seymour, Metamora, your top three. Caleb Hummer looking for the second win in a row on an individual for the Danville Vikings.
He's gapped them by about 15 meters right now.
Right now, this is no longer a scenario of the Holford twins looking to take him out in the last mile. This is going to take a great effort by the Holford twins to catch up in this gap. Yeah. Maybe one of them, maybe both. Again, how well do they play off each other? We're in that last mile. Caleb Hummer of Danville with the lead on the Holford twins. Yorkville is going to be right in there for that team championship. But right now, they're chasing a Danville runner again. Caleb Hummer. Caleb Hummer starting to struggle a little, and I think the Holford twins see it.
They're making a move on him.
They're making a move on him, and it's getting harder and harder for Hummer to stay with it. He still has the lead, but we've not gotten to the turn yet. Hummer with the Holford twins laying in wait.
Williams right there too.
Oh, look at this. Hummer is really starting to fade now. He still has the lead, but the Holford twins have cut it in half. The hill will be the difference. The hill will separate these three. Williamson still in fourth for Vernon Drove. Here come the Holford twins, and Hummer is really struggling. And after we come out of the three-point turn, it's the Holford twins. They have taken the lead. Holford twins, Luke and Jake. Hummer struggling for every breath right now in third place. Williamson now trying to catch up with Hummer. A great effort by the Danville Viking, but it's not going to happen. And Williamson now starting to catch up with Hummer. Williamson of Vernon Hills. Too far back to tell you what's happening in fifth place as we make the jog. It's the Holford twins, Jake and Luke. Right now, 06 in the lead. That's Jake. Yorkville, Muhammad Seymour, and Ileana Christian. Ileana Christian has hung in for third. It's Jake and Luke. Jake and Luke, the Holford twins. The only question left, where are we at? Williamson has overtaken Hummer. He is now in third for Vernon Hills. It's Jake and Luke. And it's Yorkville once again. It looks like Yorkville is going to defend their title with a 1-2 coming home. Jake and Luke Holford. Williamson in third. Hummer has faded to fourth. He's going to struggle to stay there if the rest of the pack catches up with him. This is Jake Holford and Luke Holker, and we are at 14:26, 14:27. No record in this one. Shane Williamson, the Cougars. Vernon Hills, Lake County is third. Can Hummer hold on to fourth? No. Oh, look at Hummer. He's trying to hold on. Here comes Keeble. Keeble trying to scrape through. Keeble of Muhammad Seymour, followed by Feeney of Ileana Christian. And there is Yunk of Belvedere North in the top 10. Waterloo will follow. They stayed in front of the race the whole time. More Muhammad coming home, along with Glenbard. Here's another Ileana Christian runner. They were in third place. Springfield High in the top group, followed by, that might be Wheaton Academy coming in. 14-13. We'll check that as a round. Another Springfield runner in the top group. Another Ileana Christian runner. Next in is Uni High of Normal. Two more Springfield runners. Springfield has a good presence in the front group. There's Charleston's first runner in, followed by Moore Muhammad Seymour. Now coming around again, another Charleston runner in the top 50. As they start to come home, there's the Latin School. And another Springfield again. Springfield's going to have a presence in the top group. Uni High Normal. Next in, another Springfield runner, another Charleston runner in. Charleston doing well in this front half of the race. Here's Springfield again. Right now, the 1-2 win to the Holford twins. There's another Ileana runner coming home. They looked like third place as we closed in on the last mile. Hummer ran a great race. He could not hold on, even at the last instance, to hold on to fourth, fifth, or sixth place. We broke the streak, ladies and gentlemen. We did not get a record, but at the same time, it was an impressive come-from-behind win for the Holford twins, and it looks like another 1-2 punch for Yorkville on the boys' side and the girls' side. Yorkville is the winner on the girls' side. Go ahead, Mike, and let's give them the 2A girls' results.
In fifth place for the girls with 194 points is Belvedere North. In fourth place with 191, Lamont. In third place with 187 points is Dunlap. Taking second in the 2A girls with 165 points is Lake Forest. And winning the girls 2A state championship this year with 79 points, Yorkville.
So Dunlap, we knew was going to be a great challenge to Yorkville. They will walk away with third place. Jokic, Verville, and Krusevic in the top three for the Dunlap Eagles. Great effort by them. Lake Forest coming out, although Yorkville getting under 80 points to take the title on the girls' side, and my educated guess is they've got the title on the boys' side as well, with good efforts in there by Ileana Christian and even Springfield. We'll see how that comes along, and we should have those results as we get into the 3A girls race. Here it is. Here's the trailing vehicle. The win in the 1425 sector by the Holford twins. The field home in 18 minutes. That's a great effort there on the 2A boys. We're 2/3 of the way past in this championship day, and every race has been exciting. Every race very memorable. And now the sun finally coming out for our last two races of the day in 3A, which could be the most exciting of them all.
What is Graham wearing? 42. Half is... Right. Okay. Time to go.
1793. I'm getting pretty good at this. You're
awesome.
Thank you.
Good.
Yes.
Good. So we'll jump to you right away.
Yes.
On that, all right?
Half is 17.5. Van Vleerbergen. Van Vleer 17.3.
Undefeated against 3A runners is Graham. Our only setbacks were Mary Jean Gilbert,
Yeah.
Mimi Smith, Leslie Payne of Glenbard West. She's a freshman. Is that you've got? Who was the other one that you were saying?
The other girl from
Kuchak? Okay, and Payne. Okay, Juarez of Streamwood. Do you see her number anywhere? Look for Juarez of Streamwood. She's an individual runner.
Juarez.
She's an individual
got
runner.
her right here. 1826. Gabby Juarez.
26, got it. Okay. Oh, there's the whistle. You better get going.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are live and trying to get ahead of the field on this 3A girls state final. We have the results of the 2A final right now. Go ahead, Mike. Let them know what's up.
In the 2A boys state championship, in 5th place with 203 points, Metamora. In 4th place with 187 points, Springfield High School. In 3rd place with a trophy with 172 points, Lansing Ileana Christian. In 2nd place with 134 points, Muhammad Seymour. And winning the boys Class 2A state championship with 105 points, Jake and Luke Hofert leading the way, Yorkville.
They're coming on us very, very close here. Everybody well together. Once again in this race, top 5 returnees. From a team standpoint, Glenbard West is the defending champion. Naperville North, 2nd from last year. Newter, 3rd. Palatine, 4th. Lockport, 5th. The defending state champion, Mimi Smith, is in this race. But she will be challenged by Lindsey Graham of Glenbard West. Very tight pack as they all come together, coming to the 3-point turn. This is where the all-time state record sits in Class 3A, the 16.02, set by Madeline Perez of Glenbard West. 1825, our early leader in this race. And that is St. Charles North. Audrey Ernst, a freshman. Ernst, a freshman, St. Charles North in the early lead. There's Algonquin Jacobs Van Bleerbergen, and there is Hinsdale Central's Alexa Half, 1555. Van Bleerbergen right behind. 1826 is Gabby Juarez. Juarez wearing the white over black for Streamwood. Very close pack for 2nd. It's a freshman leading the field right now. Audrey Ernst of St. Charles North, the North Stars. Where'd this girl come from? She has burst out in front of things. There's Half in the lead with Juarez of Streamwood right behind. Van Bleerbergen, 1807. That's Highland Park's Charlotte Nauer. Bunch of newcomers in the front pack right now. Again, your leader is a freshman, Audrey Ernst of St. Charles North. Alexa Half trying to hold 2nd place with Charlotte Nauer of the Highland Park Giants. A freshman leading this race right now from St. Charles North.
Outside, 1542 is coming up.
Graham on the outside. That's 1542. Graham is with Half at the moment for Glenbard West. Van Bleerbergen trying to go to the outside now from Algonquin Jacobs. Van Bleerbergen still with that newcomer Charlotte Nauer. Okay, the field's starting to catch up with the freshman right now a little bit. That's Audrey Ernst. Ernst now being overtaken by Graham and Half on the outside. So Graham and Half, Ernst trying to stay with him, Van Bleerbergen and Juarez right behind.
1819.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4 around the curve first.
1819.
Audrey Ernst facing
Rachel
now
to Plainfield North.
Plainfield North. That's Plainfield North in the 5th position.
Rachel Lau. Graham
on the outside, Half in the middle. Van Bleerbergen on the inside with the freshman Audrey Ernst as we all come out onto Route 29. Graham been almost unbeatable her season. That's right. Well, the only ones that got her was the champion we just saw, Gilbert, who did the 16:11. Van Bleerbergen now trying to push Graham. no sign of Mimi Smith at this point. Oh, I think I see her back about the 15th place as Lindsey Graham and Alexa Half, no quit attitude when she gets into a race. So it's Graham and Half and Van Bleerbergen. Juarez is in the 5th spot behind Audrey Ernst. Ernst is still up in the top group right now.
It's dropping off the pack.
And then Plainfield North, you say that's Lau. For Plainfield North, also in the top group. Graham, Half, Van Bleerbergen. We've seen these names before. All accomplished runners. Although Half is still an underclassman. Been a big year for Hinsdale Central. If we look into 3A, best potential on the teams, Hinsdale Central on both. From a team standpoint, Glenbard West has the top ranking going into this final, followed by Hinsdale Central, followed by Palatine, then Naperville North. We've not seen any runners from Palatine, Naperville North, or New Trier yet.
Nope. Graham, Half, and Van Vleerbergen have distanced themselves from the freshmen and the rest of the pack.
Lindsey Graham, followed by Half, and then Van Bleerbergen. And the Ernst is still hanging in there, still ahead of Juarez. And we're on the back side, the triangle. I believe we've gotten here faster than I expected. This race is moving along, friends.
6:36.
6:36 at the mile. No, at this point, we're way past the mile. 6:36 right now. About the mile and a half. Hinsdale Central up top with Palatine. 2 points apart on the team rankings right now. Naperville North is 3rd. So they must be holding on the backside of that pack. It is still Lindsey Graham now. Graham, a little bit of distance between Half and Van Bleerbergen. Oh, I love the sun being out. We thought we were getting much better conditions this afternoon. We can even tell here at this corner of the park where the wind has been the greatest factor of the day. It's even milder at this point. Everybody warming up here as Lindsey Graham continues the lead. Alexa Half 2nd. Van Bleerbergen is 3rd. And then a fit back to 4th place, although I still see Ernst up there.
Ernst is still hanging on.
We're going to have to make a note about that young lady from St. Charles North. So more than halfway through her freshman year state race, she's still in the top 10.
We dropped the pack.
Perfect trip.
Here is Lindsey Graham.
Halfway point.
Now going up on the halfway point. We're still in the back triangle of the course. 8:08 here at the halfway point. Lindsey Graham, Van Bleerbergen, and Alexa Half battling for 2nd. Graham turning in off of the park entrance. It is Van Bleerbergen 2nd and Alexa Half 3rd. And now a gap between 3 and 4. And a big group leading the race from the 4 spot. Graham still in the lead for Glenbard. Glenbard, though, not in the top points at the moment from a team standpoint.
She looks very comfortable, very relaxed.
Van Bleerbergen now a clear 2nd. Alexa Half 3rd. Ernst has now dropped into the pack. As Graham comes back out of the triangle, we're back on the main part of the course, heading for the turn. Lindsey Graham, your leader, heading towards the 2-mile mark. Lindsey Graham, Van Bleerbergen 2nd. Van Bleerbergen trying to get a little acceleration here as they slow down to go into the curve. And Half now well behind Van Bleerbergen.
If Van Bleerbergen can stay close, she was the state champion in the 800 with a 2:10 last year in track. That speed could come in handy in that last stretch.
Oh, yeah. Van Bleerbergen is the dark horse in this race. Lindsey Graham, Glenbard West. 2 years ago, it was Madeline Perez. Last year, it could have been Perez, but Mimi Smith was able to catch her and then have a decisive win for New Trier. We've not seen any evidence of Mimi Smith in this front group. We're now on bus row. Heading for the jog, heading for the run up the hill the second time. Lindsey Graham.
The pack is almost caught half.
The pack almost catching half. As we make the jog off of bus row and approach the hill. It is Graham, 10:20, as we're coming up on the 2-mile mark, 10:20. This is Lindsey Graham, Glenbard West, the Hilltoppers. That is Van Bleerbergen of Algonquin Jacobson second. Third place should be half of Hinsdale Central. Hinsdale and Palatine were the last team score leaders that we saw. Half now, half running for her life to stay in third place as the mob is starting to catch Alexa Half. Van Bleerbergen clearly in second. Lindsey Graham in the lead.
11 flat for Van Vleerbergen through the 2-mile and 10:52 for Graham.
Both of them trying to make hay coming up the hill. Van Bleerbergen making a little bit of the distance up. Graham is still the clear leader for Glenbard West. This beautiful afternoon at Detweiler Park. Conditions really getting to be a comfortable
Deal.
situation for the last mile in this 3A Girls Championship. We're making the final turn around the tree.
Way to go, way to go!
Lindsey Graham. Graham still all alone, waiting for Van Bleerbergen. Van Bleerbergen now about to make the turn. Van Bleerbergen now on the approach to 29, past the tree. Kind of keeping an eye on the rest of the group. The rest of the group still not at the tree, as Graham is out on 29 with Van Bleerbergen. And finally, the rest of the group makes the turn on the tree. So a clear, commanding lead for first place for Lindsey Graham.
Graham has opened up over a 20-second lead on Van Vleerbergen, and Van Vleerbergen is a good 20 seconds in front of the pack.
Yes, Van Bleerbergen's still running strong. Nice form back there, even watching her from this distance. Alexa Half is now in fourth, according to the spotters behind us.
O'Brien in fifth.
O'Brien in fifth right now.
We got Glen Ellen in first, and then Palatine and Naperville are second and third with 1 point apart. Give me that again.
And the runners for Glenbard have made a factor in the pack. They are now in first place. Glenbard West in first.
Palatine and Naperville 1 point apart.
Palatine, Naperville 1 point apart, second and third. O'Brien runs for Palatine.
Coming into the last half mile, 1 point difference between second and third.
And Lindsey Graham now making the approach off of 29. 13:30 was a call out here along the side of the course. Van Bleerbergen now making the turn off of 29. Heading for that three-post turn and that home stretch along bus row, finally approaching the hill. Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham all alone.
Van Vleerbergen looks like she's starting to struggle a little bit. Form is starting to fall apart a little bit.
This is where, if there is any gain to be gotten, it's in the slope as they come around the curve. And Van Bleerbergen is within sight, but she's going to have a Herculean effort to make up the difference on Lindsey Graham. Graham, final turn. She's now along bus row. Graham, Van Bleerbergen yet to get to the turn.
Great job! Great job!
She's now, Van Bleerbergen is there. It's all Lindsey Graham at this point.
Way to go!
And now there's a gigantic battle for 3, 4, 5, and 6. The pack has consumed half. Our third place leader is gone, as clearly Palatine and Glenbard West have moved up.
Alexa Half has dropped to 5th place now.
And now Half is in 5th place from the 3rd place she held on through half of this race. We'll make the jog. We're about to head up the hill for the final time. And Glenbard West will look to take their 2nd state championship in 3 years. Lindsey Graham, ladies and gentlemen, is coming home. Naperville North now 1 point ahead of Palatine. Still a great mix in there. We still are looking for Glenbard West in the lead. Last set of mats for Lindsey Graham. Van Bleerbergen is your 2nd place runner. Lindsey Graham.
14:50.
Right now at 14:50. Graham is under 15 at the moment. The record is 16:02. And we are at 16:10, 16:11, 16:12. Gilbert still has the best course of the day, but this is Lindsey Graham of Glenbard West. The Hilltoppers will come home 16:21, 16:22, where Beatty set the 2A record and what was the all-time 3 years ago. Lauren Van Bleerbergen, Algonquin Jacobs is your silver medalist of 2014. Van Bleerbergen 2nd. And then there will be a battle for 3rd. That's Palatine. That should be O'Brien. That looks like O'Brien. Now here's Half. And now another Glenbard runner. 16:23 coming in behind Glenbard. 16:50 is Naperville North.
Couple Naperville North girls have come across.
16:13 was Callahan of Manuka. Here is Olivia Ryan coming home for the Fenwick Friars. Ryan looks like she'll get a medal.
Another Naperville North.
This is Naperville North in the hatch pattern. 2 Naperville runners. 16:22, another Manuka. Manuka coming home. 17:15 is Palatine. Manuka Palatine Loyola home at the moment. And another Glenbard West coming home. 1800. Next in. From Glen, that was Mendoza of Taft finishing well. There is, finally we see Nutrier coming in, 1761 for the Trevians. For Nutrier was Kelleher. There's Batavia coming home. 2 Batavia runners at this point. Another Glenbard. Glenbard West may have held on. There is Hoffman in the Harlequin orange and blue. Hoffman Estates, another Loyola runner in. 1691, 1689. Teammates coming home.
Maddie Collins from O'Fallon.
That's Glister. That's the O'Fallon team in all yellow. 1617, I think that's another Manuka home. Gabby Gale, a senior, another Hoffman runner in. 1629 is Naperville Central's Nicole Hoffman. There's another O'Fallon in. As
1684
Downers South
Fenwick
crosses through.
Sarah Winkle.
And Geneva. Another Downers South now. We're in the second half of the race at this point. Downers, home at 1733 is
Victoria
Wheaton Warrenville
Adamczyk.
South. Adamczyk comes home for Wheaton Warrenville. 1815 should be an individual runner.
Strong finisher. 1591.
15 was Zirgatis of Lincoln Way Central. 1672, 1661. That was Zimmerman of Normal Community, along with Muriel Bean, a freshman of Normal Community. Field starting to stretch out. (16:64 and 67) is more Normal Community. The Iron women wearing pink today. Here's the end of the race. Another Iron woman from Normal Community. 16:65 is Gerard. 17:51 is McKinley of Loyola Academy, and that's it. The win is in 16:20 by Lindsey Graham. The rest of the field makes it in 4 minutes behind her. What a race for Class 3A, Mike.
That was a very nice race. Very good race with the pack.
Yeah.
That's out of the picture for them. You know,
They're in the top 15.
there are teams where out of the picture means they didn't even make it out of regionals.
Yeah.
And they have a bad year and they're not in the top 10. There's the whistle. Guns up. And they're up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our final championship race of the day. This is the way it should always be at Detweiler Park. Sunny and pleasant. What a range of weather conditions we've had today. But records set in the first 3 races. This may be the most anticipated race of the day, both on the individual side and on the team side as well. You're looking at anybody's race between Jesse Reiser of McHenry and Zach Dale of Conant and Ryan Clevenger of Downers North. Keegan Smith could be a real dark horse in this race. And Matt Perea of Lake Zurich. Even Salvano of Buffalo Grove as the leaders come forward. Everybody together early in this race. They're on the outside there. We even see O'Fallon, one of the sectional championships at O'Fallon, is the early lead here.
Dorian Gordon. 2079 from O'Fallon.
That's from O'Fallon. As they come up here, that's Clevenger in the all-purple for Downers North. Clevenger, one of the sectional winners, along with Dorian Gordon. And we've made it through the turn. Right now, McHenry, I believe that's 28-24, is Reiser, perhaps. 2024 is Reiser. Yep, that's Reiser on the outside for McHenry. 1889. Here is Edwardsville. That's Hunter Hessler. Hessler of Edwardsville. Now he's gone back as it's Clevenger and Reiser, your early leader here. Hinsdale Central, one of the ranked teams here, coming in. That is, Keegan Smith is 1977 for Huntley. So Reiser and Clevenger, you're 1-2 here. Who is it? That's Lake Zurich's Pereira. Pereira of Lake Zurich in the white over blue. Clevenger in the all-purple with white stripe for Downers North. McHenry is Reiser. He is wearing the all-black with the orange stripe. And the dark horse Keegan Smith in the all-white. It's O'Fallon's Dorian Gordon in the group as well. They're on the yellow and blue stripe as we head for the tree. We've made the first turn of the day down here below the finish line. It's Clevenger in the lead, followed by Reiser, Keegan Smith, and then Lake Zurich, and there's Conant. So there's Dale. 2176 is Dale of Conant. McHenry's Reiser and Clevenger. Your 1-2. Salvano for Buffalo Grove in the top group. In the 3A boys, Hinsdale Central was the champion last year. Downers North second, O'Fallon third. Lyons Township fourth, York was fifth. Reiser was second for McHenry. Zach Dale was fourth. Clevenger of North seventh. Graham Brown of Palatine was eighth. The three of the five sectional leaders were at 14-13. So that's Reiser, Clevenger, Keegan Smith to the outside.
Who's the Lake Zurich runner?
Peria of Lake Zurich on the inside. And there's Buffalo Grove coming up. Salvano.
Through the mile at 4:43.
4:43. Salvano trying to take a lead from the inside. He's got to get around a tree at this point as Clevenger and Smith are your 1-2. And then Reiser and Dale in there with Gordon of O'Fallon along the top group. And we have Palatine as well in there.
Nobody's going out by themselves to try to take the lead. They're staying in a nice pack. Going back into the triangle.
And Clevenger has a slight lead on Reiser with Dale right behind Pereira on the outside. And there is Salvano staying in the top group with Smith in there next. Keegan Smith and Clevenger with everyone in hot pursuit right behind. There is Dale, there is Reiser, Salvano, Buffalo Grove. Dale of Hoffman Conant, Gordon behind him. Perea of Salvano in third at the mile. As they come around here on Route 29, here on the back corner. This is the windiest corner of the race. Right now it's still Clevenger of Downers North. Clevenger of Downers North with Reiser, Pereira, Gordon.
At the mile, Hinsdale, Orland Park, and LaGrange.
Hinsdale, Sandburg, who could be a prohibitive favorite, and Lyons Township. Like I say, Sandburg was told by many insiders to be the apparent winner here today, Carl Sandburg, from a team standpoint. We haven't seen many individual runners from Sandburg in the top 10, so they're making their hay in the second group. Salvano still up there.
Something 43.
Still Clevenger with Reiser and Dale. It's still a madcap pack here in the top 15. Very, very strong race. We're making ourselves around ready to go back over the bridges. It's still Clevenger with Dale and Reiser.
David Rodriguez from Arlington Heights Station.
That's Rodriguez of Hersey in the all orange and over blue. It is still Clevenger.
Clevenger leads the pack, but everybody is perched on his shoulder.
Clevenger, yes. Most of the time it's been Reiser of McHenry right with him.
Pereira in third.
Pereira still trying to hold on to third as they've come out of the triangle and into the three-post curve, making their second pass now along bus row. Still Clevenger, now Reiser. Reiser trying to push Clevenger. Perea.
The pack is stringing out a little
Zurich.
bit.
Pack stringing, yes, as you say, just a little bit. Sandberg now has taken the lead team points. Then Hinsdale, and then Lyons Township at the halfway point. Matt Pereira of Lake Zurich hanging in there with Reiser. And Gordon of O'Fallon, Dorian Gordon, still holding on the middle of the pack.
Matt Pereira takes the lead.
First time Clevenger has not been in the lead. 21-78. Now up there is Stevenson Sam O. O is wearing the white and green. O of Stevenson in the top group. Gordon still within striking distance.
9:43.
It's Pereira of Lake Zurich with Reiser. Reiser looking for a and Salvano of Buffalo Grove running as an individual. Clevenger trying to get back in the middle. Clevenger with Reiser now. You're 1-2. Zach Dale on the inside for J.B. Conant. Perea for Lake Zurich. Sam O trying to split through the middle in the front five group for Lincolnshire Stevenson. Zach Dale still holds the inside, right behind Reiser. We're making our final pass around the tree. One more time out on 29, then to the turn, then to home. And it's anybody's race. Dorian Gordon still hanging in there for O'Fallon. This is the way we've seen it the entire race. As anticipated, Dale, Reiser, Gordon, Clevenger, Perea, Salvano, all in a pack. They're out on Route 29. Now Reiser trying to push on Clevenger. And on the inside, it is Zach Dale. Dale and Reiser have been nationally ranked. Here's Dorian Gordon. Gordon trying to get something on the inside along Route 29. Clevenger, they're all even. They're all even coming out here on Route 29. Gordon, Reiser, Zach Dale, Clevenger, Pereira. There's your top five. Everyone's been together since the start.
No one can pull away.
No one can pull away. First it's Reiser. Now it is Dale. Half mile left. Gordon trying to see if he could get in on it. Pereira trying to split the middle. Clevenger now has fallen back into about fifth in this very tight pack. Clevenger of Downers. Now it's Reiser and Dale. Reiser and Dale. Pereira trying to split the middle. They're all together as we come out of Route 29 and head for that last turn. And it looks like Palatine trying to come into the picture behind Lincolnshire Stevenson's O. It is Dale, Reiser, Gordon of O'Fallon, Clevenger now fourth place. Reiser and Dale, Reiser and Dale. That's your 1-2 right now with Dorian Gordon of O'Fallon. Clevenger in the next position, followed by Pereira of Lake Zurich and Salvano still in the mix for Buffalo Grove. Gordon, Reiser, Dale, Reiser on the inside. Around these curves, they're all going around the curves together. It's Reiser and Dale, and then Gordon. These are your top three, all with each other. Then Pereira and Clevenger has fallen off to fifth. Gordon trying to see what on the outside, but now it is this photo classic finish as we anticipated. Two nationally ranked runners. Reiser of McHenry, Dale of Conant.
Side by side.
Side by side now with a clear 1-2 lead. Reiser and Dale. Reiser and Dale past the jog. And now heading up the hill. Reiser and Dale. Reiser of McHenry. Dale of Conant. Pereira of Lake Zurich. Followed by Gordon of O'Fallon. Clevenger trying to get up. He's no longer in it. Salvano of Buffalo Grove. Next in, it is now clearly Reiser. Reiser of McHenry. Reiser and Dale. Reiser and Dale are your 1-2. This one's going to be Reiser. It is Reiser of McHenry heading home. Let's hear it for this last championship race of the day. Second in state last year. This is Jesse Reiser of McHenry. We're home here at 14:06, 14:07, 14:09. Call it 14:10. He makes it in. Then followed by Dale Pereira of Lake Zurich. Next, Salvano of Buffalo Grove. San O of Lincolnshire Stevenson holds on next, followed by Dorian Gordon of O'Fallon. He's going to get beat by Keegan Smith. Keegan Smith trying to come in along with 1914 in this race was York. We had a top 10 finish for Charlie Kern, a freshman for York. There's Palatine coming home now, along with Nequa Valley. Nequa Valley, there's the first Sandburg runner, second Sandburg runner. Here comes a couple of St. Ignatius in there. Another O'Fallon with a York. There's Crystal South. Crystal South again. Looks like Ignatius next in. Followed by another Huntley. Oh, and the whole field now together. There's Batavia. Another Ignatius runner in the top group. Another Ignatius runner. And O'Fallon. O'Fallon again. They're going to have to sort this pack out. McHenry, two McHenry comers coming in with Reiser on the championship. At 14:10, the championship to Jesse Reiser of McHenry, followed by Dale of Conant. This field, breakneck pace, the entire field. Now in the 15:53, 15:54, as this beautiful afternoon at Detwire continues to help out 64 and 56. 1954 in that front pack there would have been Hoffman. Hoffman in the blue and orange. There's Glenbard, 1939 coming in. Another Hoffman runner, another Huntley runner here, as Keegan Smith was able to come into the top 5 for Huntley. 1990, 1983. In the next group through was Joliet Central. That's Stuak and Casillas for the Ironmen. Another Batavia runner home. No one giving up in this race from the standpoint of staying with the group. 1987 home now for LaGrange Lions. Lions was in the top 3 through 2/3 of the race in the team poll. We need to keep the course clear, please. Please keep the course clear. Still have one left on the course, as the field still under 18. What a race, Mike.
Absolutely.
Everyone with full accelerator out there through the entire group. Here is your last runner in a very, very, very fast state championship race. 1920. 1920 is Frankfurt Lincoln Way North, the Phoenix. Ryan Belovich. And there you have the championship Class 3A boys. As billed, it turned out that final last gargantuan effort between Zach Dale and Jesse Reiser, and Reiser takes it away at a very, very respectable 14:10.
What an unbelievable way to end this day. That race was a fantastic finish.
Well, we came back out on Route 29, and you still had six runners.
Abreast. They were all straight across running down.
We didn't lose Clevenger of Downers North, who was top 3 minimum. We didn't lose him until we were on bus row.
Unbelievable. Absolutely an unbelievable finish.
As we stated at the beginning of the race, this is how every championship race at Detweiler should run under these beautiful conditions. Here as we finish up cross country 2014 in Illinois, and you definitely made a wise choice coming to Detweiler today if you wanted to see the best in cross country. Half our races were state records and repeat championships coming at us. Repeat championships again for Yorkville. They're in 2A, so 2 years in a row, it's Yorkville girls, Yorkville boys. And as we come in here, we still have the results to come at us from 3A, girls and boys. We'll let them settle that out at the awards stand, if you will. But you couldn't ask for a better day. Another classic in the history books for cross country in what is the best cross country state final in the nation, Illinois at Detweiler. That's all you need to say. Illinois at Detweiler. Well, I'll send you back north up to Harlem High School with a great experience. Glad to have you with, Mike.
This was amazing. I appreciate being here. It was fun to listen to you. I was excited just sitting here.
Well, I'm glad you stay on the truck even if you were that excited. We would have hated to have lost you at the 1.5 mile mark. I think that's enough to say how this day ends. So we pack up cross country into the indoor season. And we hope to see as many of you as possible at O'Brien Stadium, Eastern Illinois University, come the last weekends in May, because that's how the next chapter of track and field in Illinois gets written. The 2015 Track and Field State Finals in Charleston at Eastern Illinois University. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association, the Peoria Park District, the City of Peoria, and Peoria High School, thank you again for your enthusiasm and sportsmanship as you come to Detweiler Park one more time. Have a safe trip home, and we'll see you in Charleston in 6 months. Good afternoon, everyone.
Actually, I'll see you in Mississippi sometime in February. February 21st.